Yeah, we are back. Another December Patreon only bonus morning roast episode with Ben and Dave. Live. December is cold outside. Baby, it's cold outside. Baby. It's a good day. We're at the office right now. It's actually December 10th while we're recording this. We're stockpiling morning roast episodes before the holiday because when do you leave? When you
20th.
He's flying back to Texas the 20th. I'm flying to Iowa the 19th. Kicking it for a while, so we had to stockpile a bunch of episodes with people. And actually, check this out. You know, in the last episode, we talked about getting, writing down our goals and shit. We got this we started with our goals for 2019. So we have to finish all this shit. I don't know if you can see this on the video, but we got to finish all this shit before we leave the 19th. So, we putting in work, getting it done. But this episode, we didn't really have a goal of like what we wanted to talk about. And I thought, hey, how about I just call my creative friends and see who answers and just ask them what they think we should talk about. And we'll go from there. So I'm going to play the intro real quick. And then when we come back, hopefully I'll have someone on the phone. How's that sound?
Sounds great, man.
All right, cool. Let's play that intro right now. Welcome to the morning roast, a place where you will get the most info from a deep dive into the topics that really need light with your host Ben and Dave, coming to you live today. Grab your cup of joe and take some fucking notes, you bitch. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba.
Yo, what up?
Yo, so I'm recording a podcast right now, like a morning roast podcast.
Yep.
And so me and Dave we were just about to start. This is a bonus one for our Patreon people. And I was like, what should we do the topic on? I'm like, I'm just going to call JR and ask him what's good with life right now. And I guarantee you he'll come up with the topic and we can just riff with him on the phone.
All right, let's think of a topic.
Yeah, like what's a good creative topic that we could chat on, to wrap up 2019.
I kind of think it's about, I know one thing that was major for me was finishing. It seems so undervalued, but like I saw Tyler Perry talk about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, and he basically called me out on it. It felt like, cause he was like, cause everybody starts, you know what I mean? Everybody has all these ideas that they want to do. How many times do people actually finish?
Yeah, it's true as fuck. I mean, for me, it's like my to-do list is like ungodly long. It'll never get done. It's ridiculous. Where are you at right now?
You have tangibles. I'm on set.
Oh, what the hell is that high pitched sound? What set are you on? Can you talk about it?
I don't know the artist because the artist's not in it. I don't think it's like somebody dancing like the whole video. So I don't even know the artist.
Yeah.
I'm just VFX supervisor. But
nice.
Okay, like for instance, like what projects have you been? Like what projects can you say you've done this year?
Personally?
Yeah.
I mean, we definitely knocked off a lot of the goals we had planned for 2019 for Black Widow Cream, which was great.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, I know exactly what you're saying because I have this ridiculous list of things and ideas that I wanted to shoot. I actually wanted to do a music video this year, like direct one for my creative freedom, and I did half of one. I still have to pick up the other half of it. I was supposed to do it tomorrow, but we pushed it. But anyway, it's like
that's kind of real too, because you can say like I don't do it all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like when people are stuck, like I think what helped me was doing crowdsourcing. Those like contests to do stuff. Those actually helped me learn how to finish. Because when it's just my own projects, when you're starting off, you're picking your own project. So you don't have true deadlines. You know what I mean? You don't have client reviews.
Right.
And without those two things, you don't finish.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Because like right now, if you do something for like Beyonce, you have to do it by tomorrow.
Right.
So you're like on the bus doing it before you go to sleep. You know what I mean? I think that changes the game. Finishing.
So then what advice would you give for people who are stuck and don't know how to knock that out? Like what are some things that they could do to set for themselves that would allow them to accomplish those goals that usually go unfinished?
start doing projects for other people and other friends, and don't just worry about how much money you're gonna get, but start perfecting your workflow. You know what I mean? Because I feel like my workflow is the same as what I did back then, and I kept telling myself, oh, this is just for school. You know what I mean? When it's a real project, I'll do it early.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you get the real project and you're like, oh, but this is not a lot of money. When I get a lot of money, I'm gonna do it for real.
Right.
And then you get a lot of money and you're like, oh, I still don't feel like doing it. It's like
It's so true. It's so true.
It's like, so it's kind of like practicing it early. It might not be the second. We could think of another topic, but like I feel like that's super important on like finishing. And one of the things I also did was stop telling people what I'm working on and started only telling people what I just did.
That's nice. Like, what do you mean? Like when it comes out? You're saying like wait till it comes out.
Don't tell anybody what you're doing until it's done. That's one way to get stuff done. Because it's so easy to be like, hey, what you do? Yeah, I work on videos. I'm doing this for somebody. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. If you only talk about what you did, it forces you to get shit done.
Right. Dave, you can talk too, and I'll put the phone next to you. Dave, I don't have like a system set up to field calls yet, so I'll just have you on speaker and I'm putting you in the mic.
Oh, okay.
Were you gonna say something?
No.
Oh, I thought you were trying to say something. My bad. No, I think that's a great example, and I know too. Like early on, I think we've talked about it on the podcast probably multiple times, but the idea of even if you're running your mouth about shit that you're doing or are working on that might not get done, like the fail is so much harder to accept when that project gets canned. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we just did something for Bad Bunny, and then I think it just got canned.
Damn, really?
Like, fuck. Yeah, I was on set and like everything. I was like, fuck, all right, well, there goes the Bad Bunny.
It's an easier blow for you to take, you know what I mean? For you to take that blow because you know about it yourself. But if you sit here and tell everyone, like I always tell a story about when I was making rap music and shit and we thought we were going to be on ESPN for our Madden video. We thought, and then that never came out, but we had a party. we went out and had like a whole party at the bar and we're like telling everyone like we're gonna be on ESPN tomorrow. We got faded, everything. Everyone thought we were legends, and then hey, what time is it on? We're like, I don't know. Hey, I didn't see it last night. You said it was during that game, right? Yeah, I watched the whole game. I didn't see it. Yeah, about that.
I know that feeling.
So that's a bummer. That's great advice. I like that, but I see how that could keep you more motivated too on the end. So what advice would you give to someone that's working on projects that are for themselves and to complete those? Because I think that might be one of the hardest things. Like for me,
I don't even know.
Right?
I still struggle with that. I can't even lie.
But you did it. You did. And congratulations, you did a short film this year. That was this year, right?
Oh yeah. Last year. Yep.
Wait, last year as in 2018?
I screened it in January, so it finished like January.
Yeah, so it counts.
Yeah, I screened it in
January. So in 2018, JR, for people who don't know, made a documentary, or sorry, not a documentary, a short film, and started screening it, into 2019. But that was a self-funded project that you did all on your own. It was your vision, your idea. You directed it, you wrote it, you created it, you edited it, you did VFX, all this stuff. You brought in a team and did everything. But that is a solo project for you that you did, and you were able to complete it and get it done. I mean, you could sit there all day long and look at it for years.
Oh, you're right, yeah.
But what do you think it was about that project that allowed you to complete it?
I set a screening date, screened it in Chicago, half done. It was like pretty close to being done. Then set a screening date in LA for January, whatever that date was, and it was like, I can't go back after this because I think 130 people came out. Yeah. Like 120, 130 people. You were there. Yeah. So it's like I had to have it done before then. And and then the other thing, when you're coming up, you're taught to kind of be a perfectionist because you really care about the art, but you can never finish if you're a perfectionist. It's impossible.
I love that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just learning, like, it sucks because you don't want to put bad stuff out, but it's like, what's good enough?
Right.
Like, let me just aim for good enough. And because I'm a perfectionist, it's still going to be dope. It's still going to be dope as fuck because I'm a perfectionist. It's not like a lazy person saying what's good enough.
Right.
But you got to know, like, this is good enough because at some point you're not, like, you're losing because it's not out.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's time sensitive. So when you're doing stuff and like Beyonce's on another tour and you're 3 shows late, you just, whatever perfection you were trying to get, you just lost the impact that could have had.
Yeah, like the relevancy of something. Like you want to be able to play it off the timely manner of, you know, when people really care about something. I also like.
And I'm working. What's up?
I was gonna say I like one thing that I really want to do. Like I always sit there. You know, Dave always laughs at me because all my ideas come to me when I'm in the gym, and I'll literally be just texting him a bunch of random shit in the morning, like. And he'll just be getting texts like, dude, I'm not going to focus on, I'm in the gym too or whatever. I'm just sitting here getting
You're doing cardio? Is that during cardio?
No, it's just the whole time I'm there. I don't know why it just happens. I'll start calling people and shit. The reason why all my gym sessions get cut short are because I'll get into like an hour-long call with somebody over some idea I had. But while I'm there, I'll come up with these ideas, and all the time I always feel pressure. Like I want to like challenge myself to just some YouTube shit. Like, all right, hey, what if I challenge myself to make a video every single day for at least 1 month? Like, what would that look like? And I always say I want to do that, or I'll do that at some point, and then I never do it. But I feel like actually vocalizing and committing to it publicly is the best solve for shit like that. Like if you say, I'm going to do a short film, I'm going to have it done, and you literally book a spot and say, the film will play in here, now I have to make it. You know what I mean? Like what better motivation could you ever need?
And I know for me, like sometimes I like to compare everything to like a football huddle. It's like, so when you're in the huddle, and that's when you're meditated in a clear state of mind, that's when you're probably at the gym, that's when you form your play, right? Yeah. And when you break your huddle, you gotta run the play. Right. Like people just can't go out and do whatever they want. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that messes everything up. So it's like, while we're in the huddle, form the formula. When you break the huddle, do everything you can, because then it gets hard. So it's easy when you're just in the gym or whatever, like, I'm gonna do this. And then when you start putting it in action, it gets really, really hard. Mm-hmm. So you kind of just gotta make sure you stay to that commitment. Because I'm doing that video for Cal, and I had a lot of problem kind of finishing, but Cal's been on me, talking to me every day, and really just trying to make sure I'm straight mentally. And like now I'm in the zone. So I'm trying to, the thing that's helping me now is just open it up and just start, because there's so many easy excuses, right? You're like, man, I wish I had more time for my stuff. I'm working on everybody else's stuff. I wish I had more time for my stuff. And then you get time for your stuff and you don't really even, take advantage of it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know, I love that.
Somebody calls you to like come over and you're like, I can't come over now. I want to work on this. Right. And it's like, why do I want to work now that I'm,
Tell me if you can hear Dave when he talks. Talk real quick.
Hello.
Can you hear him say hello?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yep. You can ask.
Yeah, I love the analogy of a football huddle, because the reason that makes sense to me is because in a football huddle, like once you break the huddle, you have to run the play, because everyone else in the huddle is about to run the play too. So if you don't run the play, you're fucking everyone else up, right? So like with the video you have with Cal, right? You're having trouble finishing because you have all your other work to do, but you also have Cal in your ear saying, hey, when's that video? So that's a motivator to like get you to finish. So the same way that you have external motivators like setting up the screening, it's like we talked about this one time about like having an inner circle that holds you accountable. You know what I mean? So like if I have a self project from JR, if you told me like, Dave, I'm gonna make this short film, right? And then it's been a year, and I'm like, yo, well, you ever gonna make that short film? Yeah. You know what I mean? And then you didn't. Like if you have real people in your circle, like they like, it's important. I think it's almost cool to set, like, I love not telling people what you're working on, in the sense of like when you don't have the control over it, because you just put yourself in bad position. But if you have the control over it, whether it happens or not, then telling someone can help you finish, because it's like, you're putting it out into the world. Like you're saying, I'm doing this, and it's easier to let yourself down and not say shit than to like tell someone like, nah, I didn't finish it. Right. Like, to admit that you're not coming through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know for me, like I need positive reinforcement. Mm-hmm. Like, I was just thinking about it lately. Like, my mom passed when I was 12, and I just realized this like a month ago. Like, yo, she was my biggest cheerleader. So like when I played the piano at church, she was cheering, standing up after I did like 2 notes. Like, you know what I mean? So I just got really accustomed having this woman here that's like, my son's amazing. Like, blah, blah, and everybody being like, oh, he's a genius. Like, some people stumble upon this, but I've always been told like I'm really good. So in order for me to perform, I need those people, like you said, that I show something to, and then they'll be like, oh, yo, that's crazy.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? And then I'm like, oh, okay, so I'm on the right track. You know, like,
that's
oh,
the
okay,
best.
Cool. Like,
That's
Hell
why
yeah, hell yeah.
whenever I'm cutting, if I'm cutting, I'm like, yo, check this out real quick. And then I'll be like, tell Dave, or I've done this since the beginning of time. I'll be like, look at this real quick. And it might be 4 seconds of an idea. And then they'll see it and they'll be like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? And that's all
That's
you need.
validation. I love that because I need that too. I definitely do. Like, I need that shit. And I feed energy off those reactions because also, like, I have people, like, you have the people and you trust their creative opinion. Like, if I was to show Ben the photo or some shit, right? If I get the reaction I want out of him, then I know it's tight.
Right.
And that gives me like, okay, I'm on the right track. You know what I mean? If I don't, then I'm like, oh, maybe this isn't it. And it like, I still have my own vision for it, but having those people that are around you that can like check you, but also like give you that energy, I think that's dope as hell.
yeah.
And I was gonna say that's what's cool about, to me, that's what's cool about Black with No Cream is like the ability for that to be a place. Like, some people don't have those resources, you know, like some people don't
I
have.
wish more people did that. I wish more people post it when they're not finished.
But this is what
Like,
sucks.
you know
Someone, I just saw this just now. Someone posted their early work and they said like, yo, check out this work. Like, it's not done yet, but I want to see if I'm on the right path, blah, blah, blah. And this dude responds to him and was like, yo, oh, this is shot in a different frame rate. This is shot more than 24 frames per second. I hate that when that's done like that. And then the next thing following up with it was like, the video's cool though, I just hate the song. And it was just like 2 negatives, and then the video's cool.
Yeah.
And this person's showing you early draft and asking for feedback, and then that was what it was. I literally responded to the person, was like, yo, this feedback is like trash. Here, watch our episode on how to give good feedback, because it's like that shit will fuck you up. You know what I mean? Like, if I go and show someone that I trust, or let alone fucking the public. I mean, technically, you know, it's a private community, but still, it's the public. Like, you let someone look at that shit. Man, if they say some stuff, that's going to change your whole demeanor and the whole way you attempt to change the project moving forward, because you have this dumbass person's, you know, loose opinion where they probably typed it in the middle of a McDonald's drive-thru, didn't even watch your video. You know what I mean? Like, but we trust that shit. So it is important to find those people that you can reach out to and kind of build bonds with, that can motivate you or see your shit and kind of tell you you're heading in the right path, because that makes you want to finish the project. Like, you know, that's always the best move.
I feel like another way to finish too
is Kavika. Like, I always would hit Kavika with just a WhatsApp, just like boom, and then because he gets it. Or I ask my friend Jesse, because also they can give you creative criticism, you know, when you're doing something that could be better too.
Right. Yeah.
And it helps. But like, it's like cooking, you know what I mean? It's like being a chef. So you need another chef to taste it. It's not the finished product, you know.
Right.
You're still cooking.
Yeah, you need if you need more salt or like more pepper or some fucking garlic or some shit in the middle of it. But I feel like another way to finish is because I love, because we just did an episode about like really setting like you know, setting goals and setting like affirmations for 2020 and shit. And a lot of like, it's important to have shit that you want to create that's not driven by a client or driven by a deadline. Mm-hmm. And like, we've talked about like setting a hard deadline or doing something that will like force you to finish, but it's also like we talked about like, you know, if you want to create, you know, this thing, I love the short film because that's such a big mountain to climb, to be like, I'm gonna do a short film, and then you did it, you know what I mean? Short film, and it's like
and so many people said they were doing one when I said I was doing one, by the way.
And you're like, what do I need to do to get this done? And then what dates do I need to get those things done by to get that end date? It's like breaking it all down and being like, I'm gonna get this part of it done by this date. So it's like we're trying to do a sponsor, like we're trying to create a deck for sponsors for Black with No Cream, and it's like we can talk about that all day. That's been a thing we've been wanting to do for months. But it's like, it's not until we say like
Wednesday, we're sitting down and literally designing the entire thing.
Right, but like, cool. You know, it's hard to design the whole thing in a day, but it's like, we know we need to dial in our analytics. We're doing that by Wednesday. We need to have a call with the designer. That's going to happen Friday. Like the roadblocks in between help you break up like the larger mountain to climb and like help, you know what I mean? So you can fit that around your projects maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a
dope. You know what did help me? I remember now, what did help me is I wasn't finishing a lot of things in my life. So it wasn't just projects. So like when I would eat, I was like, I got to finish everything. So when I would eat, I was like, finish the whole plate.
Right.
There'd be so many times where I'd just leave like one fry. I'm like, yo, what is wrong with you? Like, you need to train. You know what I mean? I was like, I have to train myself literally to finish everything that I start. it's a lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why the gym sucks for a lot of people, because it exposes you. Like, it exposes you when
Facts.
you go and you're supposed to do, 3 reps of 10, and you do 3 reps, and on the last one you're like, I'll do 8.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, I don't need to do this exercise.
Yeah.
So I think it's shifting your whole lifestyle to finish.
No, I love that. Damn.
Yeah. Like,
Man,
every single thing you start.
I want to post. Hey, Patreon people, can we post this shit publicly? This shit's fire.
I think we can do a public one and spin it different. But
Yeah, but goddamn, this is great. I think this is all good info. I figured like you would have a little key to the engine that we were trying to figure out how to start. Because I was
We can close it with this. Like, it's the end of 2019, but it's not over yet. Like, finish this year strong.
Right.
You don't got to wait till the new year. Like, finish this year as strong as you can.
absolutely.
Harder, so.
No, I love that. All right, if people listen to this, how do you want them to find you on Instagram and shit?
You got JR Strickland everywhere, and then Nocturnal FX is our Instagram, nocturnaloperations.com. We're dropping a new website at the beginning of the year, but you can go ahead and go to it right now. Get an early sneak peek for Black with No Cream Patreon. We just opened it up because we do effects, we do color, we do editing, so we open it up to more things than just the VFX.
Right. Y'all are beasts.
yeah.
And also make sure to listen to JR's past episode. He's a beast, and he came on one of the Patreon live streams. You know JR, everybody. Thank you, dog, for hollering at us when you're on your set. That was fun.
Oh, yeah. I think they're about to shoot, so I'm about to roll. All right, yo.
All right, thanks, player.
Peace.
All right, one.
All right, bye. Wow, look at that. Just call someone, and they just have fucking gold that they just want to spew.
Yeah, I feel like JR is just like kind of having morning roast in his head, which we all are, honestly. Like, that's me all day.
What?
Like, that's why like having a morning roast to myself in my own head.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, just always pondering shit and thinking about like, damn you, because I want to do ones that's about perfectionism, because that shit was tight to me. If you're perfectionist, you know, finish, because it's kind of like what we talked about on the public about selects,
Right.
where it's like, you know what I mean, like homie had, like, we all have trouble dialing it in because you don't want to let stuff go, but it's like the final product's never gonna happen if you're sitting there worried about a couple photos, or you can just kick,
Right.
you know?
Right.
But the whole idea of perfectionism, because I think everyone wants to be a perfectionist. Like, everyone considers themselves a perfectionist, but like perfectionism doesn't like lead to like things actually happening, I feel like.
Right.
Because you're always sitting there and thinking about how I can be better. I was just talking to Cash Bunny about this on IG. The video that she just posted that everyone loves, she was saying that she was struggling with it because she was going back and tweaking it, and she didn't think it was like there were some things wrong with it. And I told her like, yo, you might think there's some things wrong with it, but everyone else is gonna love it, and no one's gonna see it. And I think that's the craziest shit. And I actually have a screenshot about this. But that Ray Polanco guy, he's a shoe guy on Twitter. We've done a morning roast about one of his tweets before, but he said like one of the biggest things you learn is like the things that you are holding on to, the client doesn't even see.
Right.
Like I can't tell you how many times I've spent so much time on like a photo and like the littlest fucking thing, and I'm like, that's not perfect, or I've released it and it bugs me because I can see it. And or a video, like I can see something, like something's wrong.
They don't see it,
and no one sees that shit. So you being a perfectionist and wasting and spending another 2 weeks on it, or another 3-4 hours, when you could have just
sent it off.
Yeah.
And I already got the next batch of notes.
Right.
You know what I mean? Fuck. No, that's true.
Knowing that's another thing. It's like knowing when I gotta write that down. But it's like,
I'm gonna talk.
Knowing when it's good enough. You know.
Dave's sitting here like taking notes for future morning roast.
Well,
right now. So
it's,
far,
it's notes.
I know it is. It's good. I don't know.
I'm gonna talk.
Going into 2020. Hopefully, I know we've sent out emails to everyone that's in the homies for sure, and the goddamn homies. So I've tried doing that. Let me know if that's working for you. However you want, you can email us too if you want to just talk to us on email at blackwindowcream@gmail.com, or just comment on this YouTube video. But I want to make sure you guys are all knowing when we have live streams, because like by the time this comes out, we will have just done 2. So hopefully the emails are working a little bit better. We're going to look for like a texting system so we could text you guys moving forward into that shit, which will be dope. And just try to enhance the overall experience. But expect new things in January coming to the Patreon channel for all of our Patreon people. We appreciate you guys to death, for real. Keep the lights on here. That's fucking awesome. So thank you so much for supporting us. Anything else?
That's all.
That's all. We love you.
We love you.
We love you.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. We'll see you in January.
Yeah, and make sure to watch the Christmas and New Year's special because this shit gonna be lit. All right, peace.